Alright guys, so we have an update, a data download over on Global Dokkan, which honestly I think makes the picture a little bit more murky as to what exactly will happen with Blue Gogeta releasing on, sort of JP and Global will happen at the same time. There's a lot to get through, so let me move quick here. So, a lot of you guys know last night this popped up in the news for JP Dokkan. Basically, it's a teaser for a movie celebration, right? I sort of took this as an indication that it's a teaser for a teaser for a teaser for a teaser for a banner. Like, because I was thinking this is, kind of teasing the pre-release celebration. And then we might get an actual movie celebration. And then we would get, like, the Dokkan event sort of 2-day notice that we usually get for all Dokkan events, eventually leading to Blue Gogeta's arrival in Dokkan, right? Now, this did not show up on Global, which caused a lot of panic. I didn't necessarily think this was, like just because this didn't show up on Global last night, doesn't mean that Global's not going to get it at the same time, right? Now, moving on to today, there was a tweet by Team Dokkan, who's one of the French data miners, who mentions that it might have changed, and it's possible that Global won't get the banner at the same time as JP. Now, he only kind of says, like, possible. Doesn't seem like he knows for sure. Like it's interesting. This is the first time we've sort of seen, like, one of the data miners say something and then just kind of be like some uncertainty about it, right? So now we get a data download here. Actually, hold on. There's one more thing I do have to open up real quick here. The schedule for Global Dokkan. So we just got a data download a couple minutes ago. And it shows us what the upcoming schedule for Global is going to look like over the next, week and a half or so. So Chi-Chi and Bra, they were already in the, celebration info for Global. This LR Goku, confirmation that the category Super Battle Road stages are coming to Global on the 6th, which is really good. Now, here's the surprise. Future Gohan and his banner is coming on the 11th, and the LR Trunks Prime Battle also arriving on the 11th. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right now, that's honestly not that hype. That's an easy skip. In my opinion, Future Gohan is the worst category leader. Him and STR Ultimate Gohan are kind of like, the bottom tier category leaders. But, most people would agree one of those two. It is a shame for Gohan that he's the two worst category leaders. But, these are the upcoming units, right? So let's go ahead and get rid of this. Now, looking at Future Gohan's banner, right? People are going to go crazy because it's got Future Gohan and it's got Tech Vegito Blue and Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. Now, listen, Tech Vegito Blue and Super Saiyan 3 Bardock are both better than Future Gohan. They're very good units, but it's not good enough to summon on this banner. We don't know for certain that Blue Gogeta will not release at the same time on Global and JP yet. I still think it's a tad too early to say for sure. Damn, I X'd out the the schedule and now I want to bring it back. Last year, I double-checked this after all this info just released a couple minutes ago. Last year, on December 11th, the very same day Future Gohan came out, Super Saiyan 3 Physical Gotenks released on Global Dokkan last year. On the 20th is when the Christmas banner came out with Ultra Instinct Goku. And then I believe Ultimate Gohan might have come on like the 29th or something like that. So they smashed a bunch of Dokkan Fests all together on Global Dokkan in the end of the year last year. There was quite a few things that happened on JP as well. JP had Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, the Tapian and LR Goku banner, as well as Tech Vegito Blue and SCR Rose all happened in December of last year. So needless to say, it's probably going to be jam-packed for both versions, just like last year was. But I don't, we'll see what happens, but it's very possible still that Gohan could come out on the 11th, and then Blue Gogeta could drop on both versions, maybe, closer to the 20th or something like that. Could happen. Although, the teaser last night made me wonder if they are going to drop Blue Gogeta to match the release of the film in Japan, because the movie releases officially in Japan on the 14th next week. it would make sense to me if, that weekend is when Blue Gogeta would come out on JP. I still think it's possible, that Global could get Blue Gogeta maybe the next following week. We'll see what happens. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, they'll release it in January with the dubbed film. I'm telling y'all, Akatsuki and Bandai do not care about the dub at all. They've never cared about any version of the dub in regards to them releasing units. I don't think they're going to match up the release of Blue Gogeta with the dub of the film. UI Goku is already in Dokkan. Vegito Blue was in Dokkan way before any of that stuff aired with the dub. I think what they're going to do is they'll probably try and release it to maximize the most profit. So I'd still say a Christmas release could be likely. But at the same time, I could be wrong on everything I've said. So do keep that in mind. All right, so moving on. The Future Gohan banner, this is an easy skip. I know people are going to summon, RIP to y'all, I'm telling y'all, Tech Vegito Blue and Super Saiyan 3 Bardock is not good enough to summon on this banner. They're almost, I would bet a lot of money there's going to be a much better banner on Global in this month. Do not summon on this Gohan banner. Don't do it. Just don't. It's a mistake. This banner is dropping, is this coming out tonight for Global? No. Okay, this is a few days away. All right. This banner is an easy skip because it's just all girl characters on this banner. I presume Globals will be the exact same version here. The only difference is Android 21 will be on here. She was not out back when this came out on JP. But Bra and Chi-Chi are solid units, not good enough to summon for. Definitely make sure y'all skip. Alright, so let's briefly look at some of the units, and then we'll talk about the category Super Battle Road as well, which is coming out. So again, I mentioned it before, Future Gohan, pretty much the most underwhelming category leader, I would have to say. He usually sits somewhere between 1.3 to 1.7 million attack stat at the Rainbow Star level, which is fine. But his links are okay, his defense is okay. You have to get far into a fight before he's really able to tank. He's okay, but that's unfortunately it. He's just okay. And for a main Dokkan Fest exclusive unit, you don't want to go pull for a guy who's okay. You just don't. We have the LR Trunks. Now, this guy is, of course, free to play. He's a Prime Battle. He's going to be very, very easy to get. If you have the Kid Gohan EZA Planet Namek team, you will easily crush this event. There's no difficulty. You won't ever have to use even one item throughout grinding LR Trunks all the way through. So there is no concern trying to get this Trunks. I would say he's underrated. People kind of assume that he is not really that good, but he is a Super Battle Road killer. He is really good because he gets the attack 25,000 at the start of turn. Then he gets an additional 8 key and 20,000 attack and defense when facing 2 or more enemies. So as you guys can clearly see, that will be active for most of your runs in Super Battle Road. So this Trunks is one of the best units you can use for the Hybrid Saiyan stage of Super Battle Road, which, looking at stages 11 to 20, which Global gets in a few days, the Hybrid Saiyan stage is a stage right here. And this Trunks is fantastic for that stage. So definitely make sure you grind them up. The Prime Battle grinds are not bad at all, because you zoom through it in 1.5 to 2 minutes. No items necessary. Back in the day, it was tough because you had to scrape and claw, you had to use items, and then you get a 5 metal drop. It was really rough. But nowadays, the Kid Gohan team just trashes it, and really, a super tech free-to-play team can easily destroy this. The Super Saiyan 3 Angel Tech Goku, if for whatever reason you haven't farmed up the Ginyu team, I mean, all those Ginyu members are just sitting there to be farmed. I don't really understand. There's a lot of people who don't farm them, and I don't really get it, because they're very, very easy to do. So, get those done, get the Ginyu Force team plus Kid Gohan, you'll be able to get this Trunks very easily. Future Android 17 and 18 I dare say, are also underrated. They're pretty good units, offensively and defensively, getting, 70% attack and defense, so they can serve a good role as, a filler unit. They'll be able to create some key spheres. Their links aren't the best, which is the only problem with them, really, but they're good units. I would say they're very solid. So now, pulling one of these guys unfeatured is a lot better than it used to be. Solid units. This LR Goku, the Super Battle Road category leader, he is not bad. He's not bad. He's pretty good. So he's the same leader skill as Spirit Bomb 1000 Day Goku. And then his passive, Superclass Allies 2 key and 30% attack and defense. He has a medium chance to evade enemies' attacks, which I love. And then he also gives an additional 20% attack and defense for Superclass Allies when HP is 50% or below. So again, he's a pretty damn good support unit, for the Pure Saiyan category team. And also if you just want to run him as a leader. Now, this should be pretty easy to get, I think, for a lot of people. It'll depend, but the Peppy Gal's stage of Super Battle Road is by far the easiest stage in all of Super Battle Road. The enemies are not nearly as strong in there as they are in all of the other stages. So if you have Kefla, if you have Tournament of Power Android 18, Caulifla, if you have this Ribrianne at 100%, like, you can beat this stage, I think, semi-easily. I think most players should be able to beat this as long as you have some of these girls at SA10 and stuff like that. Like, that's all you really need to have. Maybe Like if you have like one dupe for Kefla, I know there's gonna be a lot of people that don't have Kefla and stuff like that, but compared to what you need to beat all these other stages, like look at the Shadow Dragon team. You're gonna want Omega, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and then Super Saiyan 4 Full Power Goku, like, to get to that stage. Like, you don't need all of them, but those are the units you need basically to beat it, right? Like, all these other stages, you need Dokkan Fest exclusives out the ass to beat. The Peppy Gal stage, though, is just a bunch of normal SSRs. So that's why it shouldn't be too difficult. And you can beat this stage, is it 20 times? If you beat the stage 20 times, you'll get a copy of this LR Goku. So should be fairly easy to obtain for, I don't want to say a lot of people, but a good amount of people. Alright, so this Chi-Chi's alright. 80% attack at the start of turn, and then Peppy Gal's allies get 2 key and defense 100%. So as you guys can see, she's very, very good for that team. And she also seals super attacks, so you can really make good use out of her. If you're a whale, I guess you could summon on that Peppy Gal's banner and get her. She'll help out. Bra as well also can be very useful. 2 key, 30% attack, and then she has a chance to evade enemy attack. 20% per Peppy Gal category ally on the team, up to a max of 50%. So she's going to have the same chance basically to dodge as Caulifla, which is going to be very, very good. And of course, very effective for the Super Battle Road stages. So that's nice as well. This is nothing. And then of course, we're just looking at the Super Battle Road stages right here. So there's 10 new stages. There's the Super Stage, the Extreme Stage, the Fusion Stage, Shadow Dragon Saga Team, the Peppy Gals, the Hybrid Saiyan, Revived Warriors, Realm of Gods, the Majin Buu Arc, and the Patara stages. Those are the 10 stages. Of all of them, I would say the Realm of Gods is the hardest. Definitely the Realm of Gods as the hardest. I would say the Super Stage is probably coming in at the number 2 slot, and then Extreme is probably the 3rd hardest. Those are the 3 very difficult stages. Super and Extreme, they really ramp up the difficulty because, you can have such a beast team. And then the Realm of Gods is tough because they just stack it. It's got the most enemies you'll fight in the entirety of Super Battle Road. As you guys can see, you fight 5, 4, and 4. You get no, chance for rest at all. You just have all of these guys shooting crazy amounts of super attacks at you. You can cheese out the Super Road stage with a Jiren team, by the way, is very, very effective. Having 2 Jirens on the team, if you get 1, 2, 3 of his stuns to activate, those are free turns where you can really beat up on the enemy. I would say probably one of the hardest stages for people to do is probably going to be the Shadow Dragon team, just because the category is so small, right? You have so few Dokkan Fest exclusives that you've got to get. But, if you're someone who's summoned extensively on Goku's banner that was just out on Global, you probably might have, Vegeta, Goku, Gogeta. They were all on that banner. But, this is definitely one of the harder stages because there's so few units for people to use. I'll probably do a separate video, sort of breaking down good units to use for all of these stages, some different teams I found that work very effectively. Like, for example, on the fusion category stage, it might be surprising to a lot of people, but a really, really low-key solid unit to use on that stage is this Ghost and Gotenks card, which, I did take him into Super Battle Road. He's very helpful. The high chance to stun is very useful in Super Battle Road, and then he heals with Rainbow Orbs, and he creates a lot of Rainbow Orbs, which is good for LR Gogeta to do maximum damage. So this Gotenks low-key is a very solid option. The Hybrid Saiyan team, you'd think would be really difficult, but there are some free-to-play LRs that could really help out, like this LR Trunks. I guess that's really it. But you also have units like B-Pan. Where's B-Pan? B-Pan is a tremendous defensive unit, and she can really help you out in this stage. Like, there's a lot of these kind of like low-key flying under the radar units that are good defensively, are free-to-play options, and can help people beat some of these stages. So, alright guys, that goes over pretty much all of the important info for this data download right here for Global. Again, as of right now, I would say we do not know if Blue Gogeta will come out alongside JP on Global Dokkan. So don't freak out and say, oh no, he's not coming. He might still come. It's maybe a little too early to tell, right? We'll know more when we see some update to a celebration or something like that. I'm sure we'll probably find info, within the week. We might get info on some sort of celebration. Maybe if we see it start to happen on JP and it doesn't on Global, then at that point. But here's the thing, right? It doesn't make sense to me for them to hold on to Blue Gogeta and not release him now, because they're about making the most money, and releasing Blue Gogeta on both versions at the same time is going to make them the most money. The only reason I can tell why they would hold back on Blue Gogeta is if he's too game-breaking for Global, but I don't really think that should be the case, because it's not like JP has had a tremendous power creep from where Global is. I don't think Blue Gogeta would make, Int Goku Black irrelevant on Global, right? I think people would still want him, still want to run him as leader. So we'll see what happens. As of now, I would still probably lean more towards Gogeta coming out at the same time, just because, again, that would maximize profits for Dokkan, which is what they really care about. So we'll see. Future Gohan is coming. Definite skip, guys. Don't even play with me. If I catch even one of you summoning, you're in big time trouble with me. Don't you dare summon. The banner's not worth it. It's I wouldn't even say it's a good banner anymore, because, you have Future Rangers 17 and 18 who are solid units, but they're not worth, featured unit slots on a Dokkan Fest banner. Skip it, and see what comes for Christmas. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch y'all next time.